Alrighty, guys. So, you have seen the title and the thumbnail above. You know what we're here to talk about. But before we jump into the matter at hand, the topic at hand, I want to I want to ask you guys a question because I've been thinking about this ever since I saw this, and I just want to know your guys' thoughts. Imagine yourself in a fight, and through some crazy circumstances, you end up with a girl teeing off on you like this. How vicious would that be? How scary would that be? Tell me you don't shed a little bit of tears. Now, let's jump into the topic of the video. Some of you may know that I am a longtime Phoenix Sun fan. Some of you may also know that recently a top 5 point guard, Kyrie Irving, has become available through trade. And once again, you may also know that the Suns are in contention to grab Kyrie Irving. Now, the proposed trade is Kyrie Irving for Eric Bledsoe and Josh Jackson. Josh Jackson is somehow a fan favorite. He is very well liked amongst the Phoenix local. And I'm not sure why. He hasn't done anything but play a few Summer League games. He didn't lead us to a championship in the Summer League. He didn't get the MVP in the Summer League. But for some reason, everybody is convinced that this guy is the second coming. And he should be an untouchable. Me, I'm more of a pearl in hand instead of 5 clams. I want proven talent. And Josh Jackson isn't, even if he develops into a great player, he's never going to be somebody that you can't find somewhere else. We know Kyrie Irving can score. We know he can take over games. Josh Jackson is a slasher and a defensive player. There are slashers and defensive players all over the league. And there's another thing to be said about developing talent. To develop talent, I believe you actually have to want to win games. I don't believe developing talent is throwing players onto the court, in this case draft picks, rookies, some sophomores, and saying, here, go play. Go play. Go play. That's what they're doing. That's what we have done in Phoenix for a couple years now. We've thrown our rookies out there onto the court and said, go play. We hired a rookie coach, so we're not building any type of foundation or any type of culture here. For example, Steph Curry and the Warriors talked about this during the NBA Finals. They talked about their defensive tenacity and how much Mark Jackson, the former coach for the Warriors before he was replaced with Steve Kerr, he talked about how much Mark Jackson helped them develop a defensive tenacity, a defensive presence on the court. So there's a lot to be said for having a coach that actually develops a foundation for these rookies to stand on. But we are shortcutting everywhere. We are tanking so we can get draft picks. We are putting out a rookie head coach. We're not. What are we doing to really build for our future? What we're hoping on, which is absolutely silly, is that one of our draft picks is going to turn into the next Michael Jordan in the West. In the West, we're hoping that we're going to get the next Michael Jordan and we're going to be able to beat the Spurs, the Warriors, the Rockets, who else is there? The Timberwolves. That is what we're hoping on, and it has become absolutely ridiculous. We have developed a losing culture, and this losing culture has poisoned the fans. They have poisoned the fans to the point where they're excited about throwing rookies onto the court and saying, here, let's see what happens. Here, play as well as you can. And I bet you this. Let's say that some of these rookies do develop into great players. Devin Booker is a great player. Josh Jackson is unknown. Marquise Chris is an average player. But these players, let's say they become great. Do you think they're going to want to continue to lose in Phoenix? Do you think they're going to want to continue to get beat down by the West because they have a rookie head coach who's not really doing anything but just supervising like a chaperone? You need a Kyrie Irving. And I'm not saying Kyrie is going to instantly take you into the playoffs. At least my logical side isn't saying he's going to take us right into the playoffs, but my fan side is saying, woo, he's taking us to the promised land. But let's talk Kyrie. He's an offensive dynamite. The closer for the Cavaliers. He's carried them through multiple games where LeBron has been out of sorts offensively. He has carried games. How does this help Phoenix? You have offensive potency. True offensive potency. And you have Devin Booker, who's also potent offensively. You have these two players who can light up the scoreboard. This is similar to Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. This is similar to Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. This is similar to John Wall and Bradley Beal. There are a lot of scoring backcourts that strictly rely on offense and build defensive parts around them. And I'm not saying Kyrie is the only piece that we get and we just pray. You can continue to get a center or maybe a power forward that you really want to use in the future. You can do this. But you can't hold on to Josh Jackson and the rest of these rookies and just act like they're gold when they've done nothing. They did not do anything. Lonzo Ball was the best player in the Summer League. What did he record? Like 3 triple-doubles? He was the MVP. His team won the Summer League championship. Josh Jackson didn't do that for us. So why is he being prized like he did something that's an accomplishment? If you get Kyrie in Phoenix, you instantly change the mentality to win now, win effectively. And the talent that you have can still develop. Devin Booker is still going to develop. But he may even be able to win some games while he's developing. Perfect example. Kawhi Leonard, the Spurs superstar. It took him about 6 years to develop. Guess what he is now? He's considered one of the best players in the league. MVP candidate. And he was developed under a winning culture. Every single year that he played with the Spurs, they had a winning record. You know why? Because he had a proper coach. He didn't need to be forced into situations. He didn't need to all of a sudden become the face of the Spurs before he was ready. He was properly developed. Development is not just here, go play the games. I don't know who got this thought, who has this idea, but you can be developed at a slower pace, at a consistent, reasonable pace. Kyrie Irving instantly brings more wins into the franchise. Fact. There's no way. There's no way you can argue any different. Superstar players always help a team. With that being said, guys, that's my spiel. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy the video, go ahead and leave a like. Share the video around. Let the fans know that we want Kyrie Irving. Comment down below. Let me know if you think moving Eric Bledsoe and Josh Jackson is a good move for Phoenix. Do you think it helps them contend in the West? That being said, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.